But that's it, yeah. We have our cool animation, fluid, there is a movement of the menu, the typo, and also the picture. So that's super cool. Hi everyone, in this new Webflow tips we're gonna see how to create a lateral menu on Webflow. This video is extract from our live Twitch with happening every Thursday at 9 p.m. Paris time on Twitch. So you can join us there every Thursday. If you want to discover more stuff about Webflow, no code, or even design, so you are welcome there. The next Webflow tips will be shorter because we're gonna try to create Webflow tips out of our live Twitch for create like a dedicated content on YouTube. So this one is still a little long, I guess, but the next one will be shorter, like around 10-12 minutes, I hope. Depend on the complexity of the subject. But anyway, let me know if there is something that you would like to see in the next Webflow tips, and I hope you enjoy this one. First step, we're gonna create this, and second step, we're gonna create this. And after we will move, and we will animate for when I click here on the menu, come here. So for this, I'm gonna add my hero. So now what I'm gonna say is that this div is taking 100 v width and 100 vh. Let's give a color just for we see. And now we can see that my div is taking 100 width, doesn't matter the screen, and 100 high of screen, doesn't matter the size of your screen. So let's take off this ugly color and we're gonna add our image. So for this, I'm gonna add a class called cover image. And this will be the same, we'll take 100%, I mean not the same, 100%, 100%, saying you take 100% width and 100% height of your parents, that the parents is already set up because it's the hero. But as you see, the image it's deformed, so we're gonna just add a cover effect like that. Doesn't matter the size of my screen, the image is scaled pretty well. So now what I'm gonna do is add another div that I'm gonna call a mask. I'm gonna put in position absolute, which is an index of 2. And as you see, is important because absolute is relative to the body. And what I don't want is be relative to the body, I want it to be relative to the hero. So for this, I just need to give a relative position to my hero. And now if I'm going to my cover image, to my mask, sorry, it says that my mask is relative to the hero. So to this mask, we're gonna add a background, of course, black, and we're gonna give an opacity, let me check my design, of 40%. And we will adjust if needed. And now add a heading. But as you see, when I had my heading is going there, and after my image is going after my heading. So to my cover image, I'm gonna give it also an absolute position, full screen of course, with an index of 1. And to my H1, that for the tutorial we're gonna call hero title, give a relative position of 3, like that is going on the top of my mask. So now let me center. So now my hero, I give I align center and justify center, like that. It's center. Up, I copy and I paste, and we have our hero. So now let's do the menu. So for this, I'm gonna add a div block called menu, and I'm gonna give an absolute position, full screen, 100 v width, 100 vh, And just for we see, I'm gonna give a background, but as you see, it doesn't appear. Why? Because of course we need to give a absolute position. We're gonna give 5 like that, and the hero 1. So now we have the menu. We're gonna add a new block called lateral menu. We're gonna give a high of 100%, 7, something like this. Go to my lateral menu and just set up this line black 15%. Now what I need to add, it's a heading, let's say H2. Here it's for tutorial, so it doesn't matter. Let's give a class. Let's change the color, and it's semi-bold 18. So for this, let's come back to my menu and MD primaire semi-bold 1 rem. Yeah, 1 rem is like 16. So yeah, if you something like this, and actually yeah, same, is like doesn't scale, and technically yeah, you see if I click on the command plus, you can scale the font, so which is cool for people who need to zoom. First to change the name menu, but me what I want is that my menu it's align top and justify center. Also give a padding to my lateral menu. Let's say 1 em. 1 em everywhere. Let's give a class rotation. Yeah. So now let me add a transform in rotate, and we're gonna rotate of 90 degrees. The opposite 180 to 70 degrees. Perfect. As you can see, my menu is going on the top because we had the rotation. So for fix this, we're gonna add more padding. So let's say 3.5, and that's it. Right now, I'm gonna add another div. My menu, I will add a flex box, perfect, horizontal, justify right. And now my div block that I'm gonna call content menu. So what I'm gonna say is, of course, set the, let's first set the high. It's even not 100 VH, is 100% because the menu is already set up. And the content, I'm gonna say take 100%, and like that is taking all the space left by the lateral menu. It's taking 100% of the space left. Let's add padding. Let's try 4 em. So in my content menu, up, I'm gonna add the wrapper. I'm gonna say parent title. So to my parent title, I'm not gonna give any width, any height. I will set everything in automatic because it will depend of my heading. Yep. I'm gonna give a class. Just need to give text black. Text black, text black. The parent title is done, and now we're gonna create this block. For this, we're gonna add directly a grid of 3 columns. I'm gonna call, grid because there is just one grid on my design. So, and I'm gonna give a width of 100%, high auto because it will depend of my content. Let's give a class of margin top, let's say 4, margin top 8. Yeah, a gap for EM. Let's give more, something like this. Let's give for a moment 10 EM. So now let's add a grid in the grid. And we're gonna add a grid of 1 column, 1 row for the moment. The gap I don't care because I will set up this after. So this I'm gonna call line grid. Inside my line grid, I will add my content. So let's add H3, which will be let me check. Right, 16 regular, tick, and 16 pixel. So inside my line grid, I will add a wrapper line. Inside that I will give a width of 100%, high auto, under H3 I drag inside, and I copy my H3 and my wrapper line display. I have a flex box space between. Espresso 2, and now I can set up. Let me take. Now what I can do is set up the gap of my grid. Which will be more, if I check my design, something like this. And now, if I copy, how many lines I have? I have 16 lines, so 15, 16. Perfect. So let me add quickly all this thing. And now we have this wrapper line, and I'm gonna give a class of hide and take up the opacity. And like that, I just had this class hide and this class hide. What we're gonna do, it's actually, because if not, it's gonna be bored, and we are also short on time. I'm just gonna take off this and copy the same content. Don't care, you know. I should give a max width to my grid here for don't scale to so much. I'm gonna give a max width of say 70 EM. And now we have our menu, and inside our menu I will add parent content menu. Perfect. I take some 100%. If I give an overflow hidden to my menu, if I move the parent menu, actually it's not parent, it's like let's say container. So now let's move it. Was 95 EM, something like this. Yeah, something like this. Okay, the overflow it's fixed, but because I have a background on my menu, I don't see nothing. And now I need to give the background to my container. Let's create the animation of the movement. So, container menu, yeah, perfect, okay, is on this. Let's add a tap animation. On the class container menu, start animation. Let me delete all this. So, we're gonna call menu move. menu move lateral. Okay, and now I'm gonna give a move position, and I'm gonna say to the class container menu I have 0 here because the initial position. So let's give a 2-second animation in out quart and let's test. Okay, of course, because I didn't give it. I was thinking I could do without give an initial state, but actually I need. So let's give 95. And that's it. Pretty cool. Let's also give to this container a cursor, a pointer, like that. When we over here, okay, we know that it's clickable. And also let's give a second click animation. So for this, I'm gonna select my first animation that I should call menu move lateral in, and this one I will call menu lateral out. And the goal is to come back to, I've been fast. I just need to take off the second step and leave the first one, because the goal is that it's going back to 94 EM, but I just need to unselect the initial state, because the initial state is already set up on the first animation. So you can't have two initial states, because if not there is like a interference. So that's it in hardcore duration. And if we test, ding, ding, perfecto. What I would like is that also there is some movement here. So for this, let's take the hero title, and in the hero, let's give an overflow hidden, like that we can move the image and the hero. So I would like to move the image, but if I move the image, when I click here, if I move, it will be working, but I will need a little bit more of even high. So I'm not gonna say to the cover image, you take 100% of your params, but you're gonna take like that. If I come back to my animation, my mouse move, I can select my hero title and give an animation of move, and to my cover image to also give an animation of move. So now the initial state of my image is this 0 EM, and my hero title also, come on, fucking dash line, need to deactivate. I hope it's okay if I say fuck in Twitch. Please don't delete my account. And the initial state of my title is 0 EM. Okay, tac, I duplicate. And now, let's move from, let's just give a little movement of 2 EMs. Maybe just 3 EMs for my title and to my cover image. Because actually my cover image I need to move in person, because I set up the width. I set up the width in percent. So let me say 0%. 10%. And here my image, I will say you move off 10%. 10%, not EM. So to my hero and cover image, we're also gonna give a duration of 2 and linear in out quad. And now let's see. As you see, pretty cool. But as you can see, my image is going in the opposite side, so I just need to give -10. And now that's pretty cool. This is a good animation when there is movement like this. I like it. Thanks again for watching the episode. You can share all around you to spread the news. Subscribe also to the channel if it's not already done. Hope you enjoy and see you next week. Bye.